Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome all. Mayor's absent tonight, so I'll try to run the show here. Do we have any new additions to the agenda? Anybody?
I don't think so.
Should we go right to the presentation?
Yeah,
or-
introduce Charles and.
Okay, I'm going to introduce Charlie Murray,
Yes, sir.
switched source.
I'm Charlie Murray. I'm the president and co-founder of Switch Source. We're a company that makes electrical equipment for distribution utilities. The reason that we're here today is we have a little bit of funding from the state to do a potential demonstration project of one of our technologies. We'd like to work with Watkins Glen on that demonstration project. Start off, give you a little bit of background about what we do, just a little bit of high level of what the technology does, and then tell you a little bit about the potential project. So give you an idea of what we make, it's in one of these typical utility green boxes. It connects up to the distribution system at the medium voltage level. So think, top of the wood pole, you've got those, in town here, I think it's a 4 kV system. We do a lot of 15 kV with other utilities. We deploy these boxes literally across the United States. So we have equipment running in New York, Florida, Iowa, Georgia, Alaska, Texas, a whole bunch of different states. We've had a lot of good support from the state in terms of developing this technology, and we won a grant to solve one of the sort of problems with it, which is a lot of the utilities, National Grid being one, that's using this technology, would like to see a smaller footprint of the piece of equipment. And so we came up with a way to shrink it, and NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research Development Authority, has given us a little bit of money to actually build the first one that's the smaller footprint, and then put it in the field with a partner. Now, we like to work with smaller utilities as partners on these projects because it's a lot easier to communicate than dealing with a really big company. And that's part of the reason why we're here, and we're introduced to Tommy through some folks that we know. One of them being the Binghamton Incubator, the Kaufman Center. And so some of the folks there were working with a company that's done some sensors, and I'll talk about that maybe in a second or two. But those sensors can measure if there's imbalance out on the grid, which is exactly what we solve for. So just a real quick background on what the technology does. So if you look over here, we've got this example of a distribution circuit. This is really simplified. But if you look over the top of a power pole, you typically see 3 wires. There's 3 phases of power that we use, but we really only give all 3 phases to big customers that have like big spinning machines. You think like big refrigeration, HVAC type units, things like that need 3-phase power. But the majority of customers on the line are not 3-phase customers. They're like residential, small commercial, light industrial type customers, and they only get a single phase. So, a long time ago, 100 years ago, in the US, we decided, hey, the most cost-effective way to get power to people is to just tap one of the 3 phases at the medium voltage level and send it out to a couple hundred homes. Then we tap the next phase, we send it to the next, 50, 100 homes. And we're trying to alternate which phases we tap so that we maintain some sort of balance across the backbone of the circuit. And the analogy that we like to use for this is it's kind of like a 3-lane highway. So that backbone with all 3 phases is kind of like all 3 lanes, but there's barriers between the lanes. There's no way for us to equalize the traffic. And there's off-ramps that go to different areas, kind of like these single-phase laterals feed groups of just homes, small loads. But what we're seeing is as load starts to grow again, so as people use more electric heat, or as people adopt electric vehicles, or even as people want to be able to reconfigure the grid to restore service after a storm, things like that, we get closer to the thermal limits and the protection limits of an individual lane or an individual phase. So what our technology does is it just creates a place to do some intelligent lane change and equalize the traffic. Believe it or not, that's not a tool that exists for the utilities today. It just doesn't exist. So we went out and we developed this. It's a combination of a transformer with some power electronics, and that's what our green box does. It connects up to the line, and it just is monitoring what the imbalance is, and routing the electrons to be able to balance out the traffic across the backbone of the circuit. So the benefits of this are making sure that you don't overload any individual phase. If you do overload phases, you can have issues where you potentially damage equipment. You get what we would call nuisance trips. So the system thinks that there's a fault, but it's just really heavy load on one phase. And it also limits your ability to reconfigure the grid for reliability purposes. You're trying to switch customers around, bring more load back online after you have a storm or something like that. So that's a little bit about what the technology does. And I would say the opportunity here is, as I mentioned, we talked to an organization that was working on measuring some parts of your system. I want to say this very clearly, this issue of imbalance, this isn't something that's like somebody did their job bad. This is how we feed power to people throughout the entire United States. Everybody has this issue. And so what makes it so challenging is the loads are constantly changing. And if you wanted to try to rebalance this manually, you're actually disconnecting folks from one phase and reconnecting them to another. So they take them out. So we deal with a lot of utilities in the south that as they've seen their load get up, they have to go out there and manually try to swap things. And they think that they're doing a long-term fix, and they're out there 6 months later, different time of year where there's a different peak, trying to fix that same problem again. So this is a really annoying problem to try to tackle manually. So again, what we have is that green box. This is what it's going to look like, though, for the next generation, is we figured out a way to shrink this thing, mostly because we got a lot of information from the first deployments that we did that kind of showed us, okay, these are ways that the system operates on the grid. This is how it deals with faults that pop up on the grid. And so we had a different way of basically designing the power electronics to connect to the grid. So the main point of the grant that we got from the state was redesigning this in this new form factor, and then deploying this initial unit. So that's the goal of this project, is to get this first piece of equipment out there. We've already identified this circuit based on the data measurements that we had from that other company that was working with you all. And we even have kind of a tentative location, I think, where we would potentially like to install it. So the ask from our side is we still have several steps left in this grant before we get to a point where it's like we have a piece of equipment, it's been tested in our facility, we're ready to ship it to you all. But we're at a point right now where we do need a utility partner and a utility, I think they call it a letter of commitment from a utility to work with us on those next steps. And so that's something that we have to produce for NYSERDA so that they let us go to the next stages of actually building the equipment, because we've designed it now. In terms of the sort of scope of work, so we will build, test, and furnish, sorry about that, the phase EQ, that's what we call this box, phase EQ. We'll provide site engineering support. We'll have our team out here to help bring up of the unit, do any testing on site that's required, do any sort of communication connections to it. And then we would request that we get data coming back from the unit so that we can make sure that it's working correctly. This is an important project for our company to develop this next generation of this technology, and so it's important to us that this goes smoothly and that we continue to get information about how the device performs. We did a similar project, which was the first of the phase EQ technology with a town called Sherburne, and had a really great experience with them. I would say we really like the folks over there. If there's any interest in a reference call or something like that, we can set that up.
When we were in the meeting a couple weeks ago, you mentioned that the cost of what would be the cost of the village, which is only putting on what you said, the concrete pad
Foundation.
and installing, and Tom said that can all be done in-house. So there's really, to me it sounds like because this pilot program, there's not a real.
So we don't have any cost in this other than that?
Not for the device. You just have the cost of the foundation and then the cost to connect it up to the circuit.
Which Tom said they could do in-house.
Oh. That's interesting.
Tommy, what does this do for service gains?
This should help.
Down in the weeds, I mean, it's just,
The last issue we had, not this calculated in the meeting before, we're powering out on the one circuit. That basically happened because of this type of issue Charlie talked about. upgraded their electric and taken away gas heat, so one of the single phase residential, we went 200 amps, and the third phase on that spiked to 600 amps. So the breaker in the substation thinks there's a fault, even though it's not, it's just such a load imbalance. That's what's caused the.
So on that bank, when you and I were in there, like the 201 bank and
The 101.
the 101 bank had a certain amount of streets on it.
Mhm.
Then the next bank had a certain amount of streets and businesses.
Mhm.
Because one of those spiked, it shot everything else.
This was just on one dedicated circuit, the 101.
Okay.
The 3 wires on the 101, over time, they just become so unbalanced. So this would help relieve that stress and balance everything back out. Instead of having 200, and 600 amps, you could probably get everything back down to 250 amps straight across the circuit on all 3 phases.
But for the entire substation bank, because there's, some of them run at what, 500?
A lot of commercial ones are up higher around 400.
Do you think it'd normalize all of that,
This would just be one circuit.
just on one circuit?
Yeah, one circuit.
Okay.
But it would definitely help our weakest circuit right now.
Which is,
101. The residential areas, because they're not, when people upgrade and take away their gas heat and upgrade to electric, we're not really seeing that in our side where we can help them balance it until we get a super cold night and everything. You see that. And then a super cold night, and instead of just having regular electric heat, like the split units have been put in, people are turning on their space heaters, and you're really seeing that resistive load from the crowd. But the 3-phase and commercial residents, they're usually pretty well balanced. They may run a higher amperage across the whole circuit, but they're usually balanced. It's the residential single phase, like Charlie said, that you really see the issues.
Where they're changing it all the time.
Yep.
And this one just basically is only for just that.
Will it help a 3-phase, but it's for the imbalance.
Okay.
And the residential circuit, which has the biggest issue, is basically single phase.
right, like the Cargill circuit, it's a balance, because they're
Yeah,
running
they're balanced 3-phase, and
VFDs on all their motors, so it's always steady.
again, it's a soft start, we're not seeing that hard hit the morning.
Okay.
The electric heat's coming right on, especially when they throw that circuit back in, they want their heat now. We see it. Like you saw that arc the other
I
night.
saw it.
Yeah.
So how much the car chargers come into play on this? Because,
With the residential,
yeah,
you'll see it.
well, what I'm seeing, I've noticed this recently, is there's been a few car chargers that have been put in without being permitted, so we don't really know how many car chargers are out there.
Yeah, they're all single phase, so.
Hopefully the people that put in car chargers in their households are letting their insurance company know. Because if you don't let your insurance company know, and you have a fire, they don't cover it.
Put it to you this way, if they put it in and it has not been permitted, the insurance company is not going to cover it.
Yep, I just learned that. Yeah.
And I know, I saw one the other day when I was looking at another issue, and they got it plugged in, and the cord crosses over the sidewalk. So that's not a very good situation there.
So, Charlie, is there any long-term effects after this is in? This is a grant, so it runs its cycle, and it's through NYSERDA. So when that cycle is over, what then happens to the village in a partnership potentially with your company, SwitchSource?
So, again, it's important for us in terms of understanding how well the technology's running, for us to continue to see it run. And I think that's where I feel like you can trust my word on it. If you call Travis, the superintendent of electrical over at Sherburne, he'll tell you, anything that happens, we have an issue that's a recurring issue over there where they just did their own fiber, and for some reason, somebody keeps stepping on our IP address to be able to communicate to the box. We send people out there to go and fix the communications on it all the time, because we have some issues with that. But we're in it for the long haul. It's important for us that this equipment lives for 20 years. That's the design life of it. The technology that's inside of it is actually very similar to the VFDs that you mentioned, variable frequency drives.
Yep.
And I would say for the city of Sherburne, one thing that we did is we signed a little
that's where I was going with it, because there's a cycle to a grant. And after that, it's like, do we have to sign off power on it?
Yep.
So there's never any reason to ever have more than one of these?
We usually only do one per circuit. In Texas, we've got two on a circuit. But that was kind of an exaggerated situation. They had a whole subdivision. It was a few hundred homes, and it was underground cable that was going to all of it. So they couldn't do anything to try to rebalance that circuit. It was really bad. So we put two boxes right next to each other, right where that single-phase tap hits the meter. But that's a pretty extreme case. Usually it's just one box per circuit.
How long does NYSERDA cover the unit, the EQ unit? Like, let's say it gets hit by lightning. I mean, it's not a cheap piece of equipment.
Right, it's not. So if it gets totally destroyed and struck by lightning or something like that, honestly, we probably wouldn't carry insurance on it, and we'd probably just like take it and, demo it. We could look at refurbishing it, and we could give you guys a cost of what that would take, but, yeah, that's something that, even for like our warranty units that we sell to customers like in Florida lightning capital of basically the world. If a piece of electrical equipment gets hit by lightning, we can tell you what it would cost to fix it, but we just can't keep that cost on our side.
So that's up to the
Even
village?
through the term of the grant service.
Oh, that's up to the village to have it fixed?
That would be up to the village to have it fixed. We could ask NYSERDA for support.
I'm talking during the NYSERDA term.
I don't know what they would do on it. I can ask him.
It'd be good for us to know.
Okay, I'll ask him about that. And again, that would be another thing that if you're interested in talking to our PM, our project manager at NYSERDA, we can connect you all to them. We've been working with some of the same people there for 7, 8 years, so they know us really well.
Is there any strike point after having this put in 5 years from now, is there a strike point where there is a cost for the services, or software, or monthly fees, or yearly fees, SCADA, or anything else?
We're not gonna try to do anything like that. Our business model is meant to align with, honestly, more like the investor-owned utilities, the big utilities. They want to pay for something once, so they get to capitalize it and then pass it through the rate base. So we don't have anything that's like as a service type model.
So your money is being made off of the grant funds that you've received from the state of New York and NYSERDA?
Yeah, that is covering our costs on this bill. Yeah, and this is like the first of the next generation of it.
For the life of this unit, which is an estimation on the life of this unit?
20 years.
20 years?
One of the big changes for this unit from the last one, if you see, there's no, the thing people always catch is you see these silver boxes hanging off the side?
Yeah.
So those are enclosure coolers. So a big part of what we did is we said, we're getting rid of all the moving parts from this. That was another common criticism from the utilities that we deployed the old generation with, is like, the utilities don't want to see any moving parts on it whatsoever. They don't want to do any maintenance on a piece of equipment. They want to put it in the field, have it do its job, and they want to walk away from it for 20 years.
Very good. Any other questions? What's next?
We're good. Unless
We're all
we're
good.
done, we're done.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for coming in.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I'll leave some cards up here in case you want.
Okay. yeah.
Okay, thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Charles.
All right. Mayoral appointments. I need a motion to accept Brandon Margarino.
Make a motion to accept Brandon Margarino to the planning board.
I'll second it.
Any discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, public be heard. We have some people out there? No? No? Okay. How about a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on February 3rd, 2026.
You're gonna have to second it, Stephen, because I
Second.
wasn't here. I wasn't here, that's what all I heard.
Very good, Margaret. Discussion. I think I just had one question. Didn't we, were we just talking off the cuff, or did we not discuss something about the village emergency plan? Does anybody remember that discussion?
I do.
You mean under the board concerns?
I don't see any of it on here.
That's because it was under board concerns, it's not in there.
And you don't.
No, I should have put them on there, and I just realized when I finished the minutes, I didn't put the two subject matters that we talked about, which was, I don't have my notes in front of me, yes.
Me either.
Yes, so I'll add those.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. I thought it was dreaming.
No, it was under board concerns. That's why it says none, but it was actually supposed to get changed, that was the one last thing that I did. So you're
Okay.
right.
You're cool.
Good memory, Peter.
Surprising, huh? All right. All in favor of this? Opposed? Carried. All right, board reports. Let's see what we got here. Tommy?
Afternoon. Emergency this week, going to LA.
Hey, could you try to spread it out a little more so that people don't think that it's a conspiracy or something? I don't know.
Alien coming down. Could have at least waited until the race was over.
I was watching the Olympics.
Yeah. Can I give you my wife's telephone number? Or you her number?
No, Fred was calling like a maniac, all the guys, and he's like,
I remember one right down the list. I was trying to get an answer to something, but, yeah.
I was on top of a transformer, and throwing tools up.
I knew that. I figured if someone wasn't available, they're not gonna answer.
I saw you on top of there. I wouldn't get up there no way.
You can call me back later.
We tested it that, or we would be dead. So,
Oh, God. When I saw you reach down and grab that wire, and you're kind of like, that's not gonna do no good. It's too late, right? Oh, my God. Good job. I appreciate all that you guys do.
They were trying to stop it from happening, I know that.
Yeah, you guys did a great job, along with Charlie. Jason Hudson brought down a truck for lighting, and stayed there the whole time, and the police department stopped by and checked it out.
We've been everybody.
So,
Those
hands
are
off to
getting
all you
lights
guys.
out for us, and the generators.
Nice, very nice. Good job.
We'll get there. It's a winter, so they have.
That it, Tommy?
Yep.
Codes?
We had a meeting today with Cargill about their dust collection system that they installed over there. And we're still working on 14th Street and 12th Street, those two issues. 12th Street coming up in court next month. And we're gonna discuss with the lawyer what next step we're gonna take with 14th Street. Other than that, we went to court for the 216 Lakeview Ave. And he sent in the required payment for the court fees or lawyer fees. And so he's gotta follow through with what the document that was drawn up by the lawyers. So either way, some action has to happen by the end of, by June 15th.
Something as far as what?
Dave usually put a consent order together, so that there's a list of things that Marty has to do in order to comply. If he doesn't comply within those timeframes, then we move on to the next step, which will be basically going to court and having a hearing.
Did it? Ah,
You got other, that's it, somebody else?
can I make a motion to, that's it? Yeah, I think, oh, no.
It's sitting there.
Please.
I see you way back there, Ethan.
We got nothing.
Sorry. If I don't have my glasses on, I can't see that far, but if I take them off, I can't hear, so it's catch-22. We all set? Make a motion to accept the board reports?
I'll make a motion to accept the board reports.
I'll second
or Department of Reports, sorry, Department of Reports.
Department, that's right, sorry.
Second, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, thank you. All right, we move on to voting items. I need a motion for voting item A.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event application for Schuyler County Italian American Festival at Fleet Park on 8/13 through 8/15/2026.
Second. Stacy's not here to talk about it, I don't know if you guys wanna.
Well, it's my understanding
There's no
that,
concerns with it.
my understanding is I think Sunday's not gonna, they're not gonna be in operation Sunday. Just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and they're gonna close down on Sunday. Kind of the way I understood it.
Well, let me get you the application.
The tear down is Sunday from 8 o'clock to whenever they finish. So. Which is different than what the
And
past
also,
was.
it says time of event not confirmed yet. We are thinking 4 to 10 PM on 8/13, 12 to 1 PM on 8/14, and then 10 AM to 1 hour on 8/15. What would you open for 1 hour?
No, at 11 p.m.
12.
Oh, 10 AM to 11, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah, now I see it. So that's, sounds like they are gonna be open on Sunday. Right?
No, Sunday's the 16th.
16th, right, so.
Oh, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Correct.
okay. Well, is that a problem if they,
No, that's up to them to do it. That's,
well, okay.
all set?
Yeah,
Huh?
I think, honestly, I think you guys should table it, and the reason why, the main reason why is because there's stuff in here that lists about the handling of parking and stuff like that, and I know that that's up for discussion still. Garbage. That's something that, I believe, from what Stacy told me, was that it wasn't worked out yet as far as the parking, and who was
Right,
going to
they
do what.
want to handle it. but-
So that you want this tabled?
I would say probably in that much. And just until you have, Stacy can actually go through each one of these and make sure that you're not approving something that, you know, that we're
Yeah,
not.
that we might regret.
So I
Did
guess,
Stacy submit this though?
Yeah, Stacy's the one that turned it into me.
I guess it was my understanding was just to approve the dates.
It wasn't part of yours, right? Yeah, that's Stacy's, yeah.
Yeah, but if we approve the event application,
Well, let's
where it says parking, it says AIF would like to handle parking for the event weekend.
Right.
That's gonna kind of, what do you call it, there's a word I'm looking
You don't
for.
want to confirm.
Yeah, we're saying, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think
you
you're
know.
right, because I think they need to
There's
talk to
no
you
time
too,
do that,
Tommy,
Yeah.
about electricity down there or something.
I know they had some pretty specific conversations about the parking, and, you know, it's a same conversation every year.
That we have every year, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe,
There's lots of time.
and we have, yeah.
Yeah, we got
like I said,
plenty of
we have lots
time.
Yeah, let's table
So
it.
we just table this?
Yeah. It's up to you guys, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm willing to table it.
Do we have to,
No, you just, are you gonna agree that everybody's good with the table, yeah?
Yeah, yeah,
all in favor? Yeah.
I,
Opposed? Okay, tabled. All right, voting item B.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event application for the Waterfront Festival at Seneca Harbor Park on 6/19, running through 6/20/2026.
Second.
Discussions.
We do have Michaela here if you have any questions.
Atta girl. Pretty much basically the same as everything.
Yeah, it's exactly the same application from last year. Just different dates.
Pete and I are gonna do a vote.
We gotta make it out of candy? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, voting item C.
I'll make a motion to approve the special event application for True Love 100th Anniversary Celebration at Seneca Harbor Park on September 25th, running through September 27th, 2026.
Second.
Discussions.
Stacy, you think you're gonna get, where are you coming up with 5,000 in attendance?
That's a hope.
Oh, okay, all right.
We do plan to market it, it's a free event, we're gonna have a classic sailboat show, live music, so I would say over the course of the weekend, the goal is 500.
Great.
So sister, so this is gonna be at, all in the parking lot down there?
Yeah, and in the park, like in the Central Harbor Park, like in the green space.
So is
Like
that,
the boat regatta does.
okay. We approved it, that's county property, isn't it?
I think we've always done it as a courtesy too, just to see you guys know what we're doing.
Right.
But that's all county. Yeah, I often wonder that about the boat regatta too, because that's county.
Do you have to approve a, open container within, like, for that area, or because it's county is fine?
County, yeah.
No, we can approve it anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have to.
Or
either.
doing it because she needs law enforcement awareness, and
Okay,
you're coding off stuff out on the side streets and.
okay. Any more discussion?
trickles into the village.
Huh?
It trickles into the village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, voting item D.
Make a motion to approve the special event application for Watkins Glen Village Christmas on 12/4/26.
I don't even want to think about that.
We're not done with this one.
We'll approve this, Stacy, as long as, or
Okay.
Michaela, as long as you have the propane company back. That blows the
The hot air balloon,
hot air balloon fire up in
that was a
It's
hit.
gonna be nice and like 50 degrees.
the, yeah, probably.
Let's hope.
Any further discussions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, move on to E was scratched, so we're going to F.
Make a motion to adapt a resolution requesting extension of waivers from the Greater Tompkins County Municipal Health Insurance.
Consortium.
Who's second?
I'll second.
All right, sounds good.
Discussion?
If you want an explanation, all it
Yes.
simply is that the consortium requires that a municipality have all of its employees participate in the program. And we don't have that because our Teamsters and our union, they're not part of it. So in order to stay in the consortium, we have to have a waiver. So they do a study to see if there's any reason why there would be like a cost savings, you know, if you did have the Teamsters, and they did it, and it turns out the Teamsters is still more cost effective, so they'll grant us the waiver for that reason. So this is something they have to do every 3 years.
Every 3 years? Okay.
Until they just don't give it to us, and then we have to find new insurance.
Great. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, so now we move to G.
Make a motion to adopt the resolution. Make a motion to adopt a resolution to support an application for use of state highway, New York State DOT property.
That's for the Grand Prix Festival, I probably should add that in there.
Right, for the Grand Prix Festival.
Discussion.
No, this is just the permission letter that Michaela needs to be able to forward to
Yep.
the DOT. Standard, and every year.
Great event for the community.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Hmm.
All in favor?
All right?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, now we go to I, item I.
But it's not H&R's, yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Oh.
Yes, it's the last one.
Okay.
It's-
I'll make a motion to approve the procurement request by wastewater for the necessary labor, material, and equipment to replace sprinkler systems and backflow preventer deficiency by Davis Ulmer Fire Protection for $5,030.
Second.
Discussion.
I don't agree that this is a sole source. We can't claim this is a sole source just because the other vendors are outside of a certain geographic area. I don't think that's prohibited.
Yeah, I mean, I would think if anything, you could.
I don't even think that's part of New York State law.
In the position of having him at least reach out to both of those and have them tell you that you're not coming, that they won't come. That would be the right approach. Right.
Well, yeah, because I thought sole source was like a company that only offers that.
Is the only one that
They have to be
makes
unique
five.
and
Yeah.
proprietary and essential.
Exactly.
These folks are essential, but
But there's other people around.
they're, I
So
just
what's-
don't agree that he checked this off sole source. He should be getting other quotes.
Okay.
Everybody's not using this same vendor in this area or adjoining areas.
So you can reject it and then,
Any more discussion?
Well,
So we can reject this and he just has to go back to
Yeah.
others.
So we oppose it.
so
then,
you
right?
can oppose it and then set the term that he has to
Come up with two
get the
others.
appropriate amount of votes.
Okay, so, all in favor? All opposed?
I,
Carried.
With the explanation that he needs.
With the explanation that he needs
I
to,
will-
I'll get that when he gets the reason why it was.
Yeah, I'll send him an email. to let him know.
very good.
Because he lists the other two.
He did list the other two?
They're in there, but he didn't get quotes from them because they're from Rochester and
Does that make a difference? Just so you listed them, Stevie?
Well, no, because the backup's not there. So
Oh,
there's
that's
nothing-
bad.
there's nothing to consider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just,
Right.
Yeah, general law.
I need a motion.
Oh, it's right side up.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
Found a way to fix it.
I'll make a motion to accept the general audit dated February 13th, 2026 for a total amount of $212,486.12.
second.
Discussion?
What was it, because it was a long month or something? Seems a little bit higher than,
Oh, no, that's about standard,
About
actually.
standard?
Two something is an on average.
oh, maybe because the last couple times it was just a lot lower.
It's only after big times electric bill.
Yeah.
Still cheaper than this. Really?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to tell people.
Really. Be glad you're not.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, we move on to board concerns or new business.
So the only thing that I didn't put on there that you probably should let everyone know, I'll just let everyone know, is there was a public hearing on several local laws. I think we have 6 local laws that are obviously, they're on the website. Anyone can look at them at any time. It gives a whole month time to review them. But the public hearing itself will be
March 7th.
March 17th, which will be the second meeting in March. St. Patrick's Day, so afterwards everybody can go out. We'll go home. That's all I have.
Yeah, we don't have to do anything with that then, right?
No, just if there's anything else anyone wants to talk about.
Anybody, anything to talk about?
Board concerns?
Maybe read your story, Winnie the Pooh or anything?
Yeah.
Good, quick meeting. Pretty quiet.
Okay, guess I need a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hey, nice meeting, folks.
Michaela, I'll get you your paperwork tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Thanks. Yeah, I finally figured out how to scan it, how to scan it.
I love it.
So,
It doesn't cost us anything, just concrete pad.
Although you may not want that, I don't know.
I got it figured out. You can do it really
Yeah,
easy.
that makes it a lot nicer.
Good night, guys.
Have a good evening, everybody.
But the only thing was, I didn't notice until.
You know what, I'm really gonna go.
I don't get how they cover their skating costs for 20 years.
No, I-
Well, don't we already have a, contract with them?
I'm positive that we did it already.
Contract with who?
Okay, perfect, all right, cool, all right, you guys have a good night.
Oh, I thought Skater was one company. Skater.
Every component.
I
have
thought
different
skater
SCADA
was kinda like the operating
Networks
system.
and
That's what I
every
thought.
plant. Like, we had 37 plants, we had different SCADA network. Whatever companies.
What does SCADA stand for?